It all unraveled in a single morning. The alarms blared, phones rang, and crimson warnings flashed across the glass walls of the 32nd floor. Just 12 hours earlier, Nathan Cole had been a titan. A billionaire whose empire stretched from New York to Singapore. His name had once been synonymous with innovation, brilliance, and unshakable power. But now, as the word system compromised glowed from every screen in his office, he sat motionless. Hollow, stunned, and lost. Decades of relentless building, billions in assets, and thousands of employees, all teetering on the edge of digital collapse. It felt as if life itself had turned against him. If you believe in second chances, kindness, and the miracles of unexpected people, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Stories of Kindness. Because what happened next proves that angels sometimes wear janitor uniforms. Nathan's wealth had always been his shield. He had climbed from the depths of poverty into a world so rich and fast that he forgot what struggle once felt like. But when a massive cyberattack struck, his company's servers were wiped clean. Every contract, every account, every fragment of data vanished into digital smoke. The press called it the fall of a giant. Investors abandoned ship. Partners disappeared overnight. And in his high-rise office, overlooking a city that never slept, Nathan sat among the glowing wreckage of his empire, wondering how a single line of code could destroy everything he had built, without a sound. That night, he didn't go home. There was no home to return to. His wife had left 2 years before, tired of competing with his empire for attention, and their daughter now lived with her overseas. So Nathan stayed, slouched in his chair, surrounded by the faint hum of dying machines. The only sound breaking the silence was the soft squeak of a mop gliding across the marble floor, a rhythm he barely noticed through the haze of defeat. Evan Turner was the night janitor, 33, quiet, with tired eyes and a neatly trimmed beard that hinted at years of silent endurance. He worked 2 jobs to provide for his 6-year-old son Mason, who stayed with a neighbor while his father cleaned the towers of the wealthy. Most people never noticed Evan. Floors shined, trash bins emptied, and no one questioned how. But that night, he noticed the light still glowing from the CEO's office and paused. At first, Nathan didn't even register his presence, just a reflection behind him. When he finally turned, he saw a man standing respectfully in the doorway, mop in hand, eyes drawn to the bright red message on the screen. "Rough night, sir?" Evan asked quietly. Nathan could only nod. He hadn't spoken a word in hours. Evan hesitated, then stepped closer. Something about seeing the billionaire so utterly human stirred compassion in him. He had cleaned around executives who never once saw him. Yet tonight, it was Nathan who looked invisible, stripped of everything that had once made him powerful. Setting his mop aside, Evan glanced at the monitors. "If it's a system breach," he said, "you might still have backups, unless they hit your redundancy layers too." Nathan blinked. "You know about systems?" Evan gave a faint smile. "Used to. I worked in IT before, but after my wife passed, I needed something steady. Something that let me be there for my boy. Night shifts made that possible. That was the spark." A stranger's quiet words cutting through Nathan's fog of panic. Without hesitation, he let Evan sit at one of the terminals. And there, side by side, the billionaire and the janitor worked through the night. Combing logs, tracing digital footprints, isolating corrupted code. Evan's fingers moved with calm precision, typing commands Nathan hadn't touched in years. There was no arrogance, no hierarchy. Only 2 men trying to pull light out of darkness. By dawn, they had done the impossible. They found the source of the attack. Malicious code hidden inside a partner firm's software. It wasn't a full recovery, but it was a start, a lifeline. Nathan watched in awe as system after system flickered back to life. Data, once lost, began to return from forgotten backup drives. For the first time in days, he breathed. He looked at Evan, this janitor, this stranger, and saw something he hadn't seen in a long time: grace. In the weeks that followed, Nathan couldn't shake that night from his mind. He invited Evan to meet again, not after hours, but in daylight. Evan was hesitant. Why would a billionaire remember him? But Nathan was rebuilding, this time with purpose. He offered Evan a position on his cybersecurity team, not as charity, but as acknowledgement. At first, Evan refused. Nathan told him gently, "This isn't charity. It's respect." From that day, their bond grew. Mason, Evan's little boy, often visited the office when his father worked late. Nathan would bring snacks, sometimes share stories about the stars outside the tall windows. The man who once measured success in numbers began measuring it in moments of quiet humanity. Nathan started giving back, creating scholarships, helping single parents, and rebuilding his company with empathy as its foundation. But his real transformation came not from wealth returning. It came from rediscovering meaning. He saw in Evan a reflection of himself, a man who had known loss, carried silent battles, and still found the heart to help someone else. One evening Nathan said, "You didn't just save my company, you reminded me what living feels like." Their friendship soon became legend in the company, the billionaire who fell, and the janitor who lifted him back up, not with riches, but with kindness. Nathan often said in interviews, "My greatest fortune wasn't in money, it was in the moment someone, if nothing, gave me everything." If this story touched you, if it reminded you that kindness can bloom in the most unexpected places, please like, share, and subscribe to Stories of Kindness. Stories like this deserve to be remembered. Before you go, tell us in the comments, do you believe one act of compassion can truly change a life? Nathan never forgot that night. The dim glow of the screens, the quiet strength of a man in a green uniform, and the heartbeat of hope that pulsed through the dark. The billionaire had lost everything, yet in losing it, he found something far greater. He found humanity,